Meanwhile, authorities in Minnesota providing an update a short time ago on yesterday's deadly school shooting.
Law enforcement has been combing through videos and writings by the shooter, but still no word on a motive. Antwan Lewis joins us live from the newsroom with the very latest. Antwan?
Good evening to both of you. And as you mentioned a short time ago, Minnesota officials releasing new details on the shooter. The information so sensitive that out of respect to grieving families, the police chief is actually asking media outlets to not even say the shooter's name. Authorities say the suspect, who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, left behind hundreds of pages of writings expressing hate towards every group imaginable, as well as a deranged fascination with other mass shootings. Minneapolis PD says the shooter had a connection to Annunciation Catholic Church, having been a former student at the school, and that their mother worked at the parish. Police have yet to interview the shooter's mother, and efforts to do so continue. Among the evidence collected by investigators include a notebook with drawings of the interior of the church. This as detectives also look into reports that the shooter visited the church just weeks ago, reportedly under the guise of wanting to reconnect with the Catholic Church.
And no investigation, no evidence will ever be able to make sense of such an unthinkable tragedy. That being said, we will do our best to determine and identify a specific motive.
And memorials and tributes to the young lives taken and the injured survivors continue in Minneapolis. An 8-year-old and a 10-year-old were killed and 17 others injured. 14 of them are children. Authorities say 200 students, staff, and parents were listening to a psalm being read during Mass when gunshots rang out. The AP is reporting that someone yelled, "Down, everybody down," as the bullets came through a stained glass window, prompting the children to duck underneath pews for cover. Hospital officials say the injured survivors are expected to recover. This as the bravery of the children and their teachers continues being recognized.
We had one kid that covered up another kid and took a shotgun blast to his back and things like that, and they were helping each other out. So the teachers were amazing. The teachers were, getting shot at. They were protecting the kids.
And then there's this. Church officials have a practice of locking church doors during Masses, which is what happened yesterday at Annunciation Catholic Church. Authorities believe this practice is why the shooter was unable to enter the church with his weapons, which they believe was his intention, that and to do much more harm. Natasha.
All right, Antwan, thank you so much.